On April 10th, 2018, Blizzard released a brand new patch for Warcraft. No, not that Warcraft. This one. Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, with patch 1.29.
Job's done.
I'm gonna sidebar here for a second. If you've never played Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, or the Frozen Throne expansion, you can pick them both up for $20 total on Blizzard's website, and I highly recommend you do so. The 1.29 patch is extensive when you consider that the Frozen Throne came out in the middle of 2003, almost 15 years ago, and the base game Reign of Chaos came out over 15 years ago. Now, this patch didn't just modify minor changes in the game, it actually had several large impacts on the way the game is played. For example, now you can have not just 12 players in a game, but up to 24 players, twice as many players. That's a huge change, especially for custom maps, in which a lot of people love creating custom maps and playing against large teams of other players. Other changes include small buffs to specific heroes, including increased move speed or some minor nerfs or increased mana cost of spells, changes to the map pool, a reset of the ladder, massive changes to the world editor allowing much more customization in the way custom games are made, and very importantly to me is the addition of widescreen support. All along, Warcraft 3 never had official widescreen support, and in most cases the game would just be stretched out or would be 4x3 square. But now you have true 16:9 or even wider widescreen support, which is really amazing for a game that is so old to see that kind of upgrade. You might be wondering, what does this have to do with the World of Warcraft? And my channel is largely focused on the World of Warcraft, but why am I discussing Warcraft 3? That's a good question. Since the announcement of Classic WoW, people have been wondering, what is Blizzard going to do to the game? Are they going to make massive sweeping overhaul changes? Are they going to make minor changes? Are they going to make quality of life changes? Are there going to be any changes at all? Are there going to be just technical changes such as a colorblind mode or allowing the game to operate better on modern architecture and modern operating systems? And I don't have an answer for that. I have really no idea, and what I'm about to present is pure speculation, but between the release of StarCraft Remastered and this 1.29 patch for Warcraft 3, I think we are starting to see not just a single example, but a trend at Blizzard in which they're modernizing their older games, and I am going to go out on a limb here and say, if you are hoping for a no changes Classic WoW, you're probably going to be disappointed. I'm, at this point, pretty confident that Blizzard will be releasing Classic WoW with at least some minor changes, if not significant changes, at least to the way the game works in the background. For example, in StarCraft Remastered, they modified the models of the units, but the gameplay, the core gameplay, stayed essentially the same.
Orders, sir!
Did someone page me?
Yes, sir!
I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see something like this in Classic WoW, and I'm not saying I want that. I'm more on the side of #no changes, but I have to be realistic here and pay attention to what Blizzard has been doing to their classic games. With Warcraft 3, we can see the same thing. They've now added full widescreen support, and I can see some people arguing, no, that's not in the spirit of the game. The game did not have that at launch, and we should not have widescreen support. But I'm not arguing that. I think widescreen support is great for Warcraft 3. I'm glad they've taken an old game and modernized it without really affecting the core gameplay significantly. And then they've also made some other changes that allow people to play the game in new ways without impacting players that don't want to play it in these new ways, such as playing with 24 players instead of 12 players. That's great for people that want to play in huge games with tons of players, but for people that don't want to play with more than 12 players total, they don't have to. And I think those are the kind of changes that I'm excited about for Warcraft 3, and I would be happy to see in Vanilla WoW in the form of Classic WoW.
I need order. Bless me.
Now there's one really important aspect of this patch that I want to bring forward to the community and I want them to be aware of. In Blizzard's announcement of the Warcraft 1.29 patch, they mention at the very top, our sincere thanks to the Classic forums, the pros, the map makers, the players, r/Warcraft 3, Discord, Warcraft 3 United, and the horde of other fans who reached out to help make this patch Rexar approved. Classic is by your side on this journey. I think this is a very important point that people should pay attention to, that Blizzard does listen to the players. For the most part, patch 1.29 seems to have a positive reception from the player base. There's certainly always outliers, or always people that are upset with any change, but it seems generally people are happy with it. There's some bugs that came along with it, and patch 1.29.1 is addressing many of those bugs. Not all of them, but many of them. So Blizzard is always working to improve things gradually, but I think it's important to notice that they are paying attention to Reddit, they pay attention to Discord, they look on the Classic forums, and of course they're speaking to professional players in the background, I'm sure. With that said, my suggestion to you is if you have a strong opinion about Classic WoW, you should voice it, and do so in a respectable manner. Tell them, this is what I want, here is why I believe this is a logical thing to want, and here is how I believe it should be accomplished. If you present things in a fair and concise manner, I think you'll have a better chance of having Blizzard listen to you than if you yell and screech. So to summarize, I'm very confident that Blizzard will be making changes to Classic WoW beyond just the most minor of minor changes such as Battle.net integration. My point here is that I believe Blizzard is going to make changes to Classic WoW, and you should be ready for them. But you shouldn't just sit here and accept them. You can go out and tell them what you want, and I think the more of the community that speaks out about what they would like to see in Classic WoW, the better chance that it's going to happen. I don't think Blizzard is out to anger people, and I don't think Blizzard is out to disappoint their fans. I think they recognize that the more of their fans that enjoy the game, the more likely they're going to make a profit off of it. And I'm not saying Blizzard is only driven by money, but certainly they have to look at everything from a business perspective and recognize that if they can't appeal to a lot of people, which is probably a lot of the Classic fan base, then they're not going to be able to make enough money to make this project worthwhile. So with that, go to Reddit. You can find us on r/ClassicWoW. You can find us on our Discord. You can also go to r/WoW. Anywhere you want, go out there and speak to Blizzard. Go to the official Classic forums and make your point heard. And hopefully, we'll all get the Classic WoW we really want. As always, this video is sponsored by Voodoo Realm. They are a maker of excellent t-shirts and accessories. You can check them out in the video description or at voodoo-realm.com.